been on ACC on console in so long. It's such a weird feeling. Come through?
Green light, give it all you can.
I'm very well, Nick. How are you? I did, yes, yes. Yeah, I've been very well. How have you been? The guys there have been great, but myself I haven't been racing too well, so I'm gonna have to pick that up a bit. Been making a few mistakes here and there, so yeah. We have got some very fast guys. From when I was racing on console, I remember Jamie TC and Nick being very quick. But you tell me there's been a few that have made some leaps and bounds since I was last on. Yes, it is. So I'm just on board with HSV now. I personally, I quite like it. It's very technical. There's a lot of balancing of the car you have to do. Got some low speed corners to navigate, as well as some mid to high speed corners where, like I'm saying, like Schumacher S's, for example, where you kind of want to try and get them as close to flat as possible. So you really have to balance the car at the high speed. So it's got quite a lot going on for it, really. I quite enjoy it. How about yourself? Really? Wow. round, and it looks like so far he's had a pretty tidy lap. So we'll have to have a look where that puts him. Obviously, being first round, and put him first, but we'll have to see, respectively to practice how that goes. 55.1. That's not too bad. Jamie goes quicker, but only 2/10 off him, so not bad. I think apart from the wheels, the body is actually it's quite a nice colour mix between the blue and the goldish yellow. Yeah, yeah. Yep, the CSL DD, the PC only wheel, definitely took my fancy, so unfortunately not even able to race console at the moment. Next week. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I reckon it'll definitely improve, especially if you're on a PS5.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I've been on mute the whole entire time. I do apologise. Alright, so that's how good I'm going tonight. Alright, welcome everyone. Now you can hear me. I've been on mute. My mistake. I'm a bit frazzled this evening here. My apologies. What a rookie mistake. Alright, so this is the semi-final A group. My name's Nick. I'm joined by Wheezy Weston, PC racer. We have been talking casually. You would have heard him, but you didn't hear me, so I do apologise for that. All right, so we've got just under 7 minutes left in quali. This is Ty Morgo just calling it quits on that lap. There's Bounty coming across in the Bentley now. The grey and orange, similar to his website. That's P9. He's going to pull aside as well. Black Falcon. He's pulling aside there as well. What about Angrella? Old fella, he's doing exactly the same as everyone. And then it's Brenticles. He's about to come through the final turn.
Yeah, it is around about that time. Probably a little bit past it even. To be changed and grab a tyre. So you can see obviously a lot of people have come in to do so. you've got your 2 trains of thought, at least for me when I was on console, 15 minutes is not too long, so you can either stay out there and try and get in the groove so you can make those more finer adjustments to your lap, or you can go for the fresher rubber but less time on track. And it looks like quite a few have gone for the fresher rubber.
What were you more inclined to do?
Just depended on the track. Some of the more high dig tracks there was a lot to gain by changing tyres, but for me, I used to find qualifying very difficult, so if I could almost turn it into a mini race where it's like, yep, I've got 8 goes at this lap, there's no pressure to put it down on one lap like they do in Formula 1, I was a bit more inclined to go the no tyre change. Alright,
I like it. So, Mr. N. Wilson, he's out there now. Jamie's about to finish his lap. He's currently P1 at 54.5. See if he does improve on that. Doesn't look like it, so he'll remain up there in P1 though, so he's looking good for pole position. Vic Chan's chasing him. He's 2/10 down. Mr. N. Wilson, he's not going to improve his time there, so should remain P7, and he does. We've got Incy, we've got 5 minutes left, so it's Jamie, Vic Chan, HSV, Crashing Mate, Brenticles, Andrali, Mr. N. Wilson, Ty Morgo, Bounty and Eagle Wind. Incy doesn't improve on his time, so he'll remain in P11. So here's Crashing Mate, so we're talking about him earlier. He's had good pace in qualifying, but just hasn't been able to convert it into a race. A good result. He had I think he jumped the start last week as well. No, he hadn't. He had an incident somewhere by himself, so you'll have to keep an eye out for him tonight.
Should we have a hop on board and see how the car's going? Him on it?
Yeah, let's do that. I'll jump on board. We can have a look.
Looks like so far, I've watched him since the start. He's got the car pretty well under control. I have a bit of experience in there. I did a 9-hour Kyalami with it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got some good high-speed rotation, at least the way I set it up. And you can see so far, he's really got his car quite dialed in. I haven't noticed any moment of understeer nor oversteer in the lap so far. Coming into Dunlop, into first gear. B's got a bit, potentially a bit eager on the throttle there. What is it, too much of a bit wide in his corner. And yeah, a bit of a lift for the left-hander, kicks the pin for the right-hander, revs it out. And let's see how close he gets to his apex here. At least on PC, I feel like he can use a bit more apex there, and he just broke a bit too late. Into second gear, I would try and use third, personally, that's on PC, so almost 2 different games, really. Coming down to the chicane, maybe a bit of an early shift there. You can definitely rev out this Audi a lot. Yeah, and he misses his apex. It'll be interesting to see if he improves his time.
He was a 10th up. I think he lost a bit of time there through the chicane.
Yeah. Well, look, not a bad lap at all. He kept the car under control, which is always one of your first port of calls in a qualifying lap. It's very easy to push, and get the car really out of shape.
And he is looking solid there as well in P4 on the second row of the grid, so doesn't need to push too crazily right now.
You can see that from Jamie to Crash Mate, they're all kind of in a little group up the front, and then there's a bit of a gap to Brennicles. So it'd be interesting to see if some of the guys can kind of make that distribution a bit more even as opposed to a big gap between them.
Yeah, so it's about 1.5 seconds across the top 10 right now as well. Here's Gaz. He's currently P14. Doesn't improve on that time. Winding down now, so less than 2 minutes left in the session. Metal Steel just coming through the final turn now to complete his lap. He is currently P15. Can't improve from there. Can we see the pole time getting snuffed out here, Wheezy?
I'm not sure. I saw Jamie make a few mistakes, but it's not impossible that he'll improve.
Alright. We're going to find out very, very shortly. This is Mr. N. Wilson, so stuck to the Lamborghini mostly through these preliminary races. So I think he's quite familiar with this car as well. He's good enough for P7 right now. So just into the final minute. This is Vic Chan. This will be his, he'll begin his final lap, the qualifier, in the Bentley this week. I think he was in the Nissan last week.
Yeah, word up from the man himself. He says, I think it's Bentley and there was another car. Yeah, the M4. The Bentley and the M4 on PC are his favourite cars to drive.
Ah, okay.
So you can definitely tell he's one of the quickest out there tonight. Making it work.
Yeah, Ty Morgo is making it work. He goes up into P5. We've got Brenticles. He'll have one more shot at it after he crosses the line. Still remains. He goes up into P5. So he moves up one spot. HSV is currently P3. He'll get one more go at it after this. Let's see if he can get it onto the front row of the grid. No, he can't right now. So he'll have another shot at it. This will be it for Metal Steel, though. This is his last go. Throwing it through the chicane there. Depends on what track model you see. If it's the NGK chicane. It's the GT3 chicane, though. Here he comes now. Good enough for P14. Andrali. Let's see if he can improve from P7. He does. Jamie is currently on pole position. Does he improve? He does.
And Vic's just spun it just before the right-hander, before the straight.
So that, yeah, that's going to... Oh, Mr. N. Wilson doing some lawn mowing there. So that puts an end to his session as well. Brenticles is going to be the one of only two drivers out there. The other one's HSV. So both on time laps. We've gone 000 on the clock. So... that is the session over by these guys just finishing their laps. Let's see.
Brennicles will cross the line first. If he can gain 0.04 of a second, he'll gain a position. That's how close it is between him and Shirley.
Oh, he's well down. He was 0.3 down on his best time. Shaved a little bit of time off there, but I don't think it's going to be enough to improve. No, it's not. So he will begin in P6, and that's where the camera will stay.
Yeah, HSV cut his last lap, obviously by mistake, which has ended the session. So that is our result there. Jamie with quite a commanding performance. Very good lap time. Yeah,
a 1:54.222. So... nice work from Jamie. Vic Chan in P2. HSV rounds out the top three. There we go. There's that man again. Crashy, mate. Can tonight be the night that he actually can convert this into a good race result? We will find out shortly. Andrali is in there in P5. Brenticles in P6. Ty Morgo. He's going to start from 7th. Mr. N. Wilson. It's not a bad result for him in the Lamborghini in 8th. Eagle Wind. He's going to begin from P9. Then you got Bounty. He rounds out the top 10. Angry Old Fella down a little bit further than we've sort of seen him recently. He's going to start there in P11th. Black Falcon. He will begin his race in P12. Incy. He'll start from P13. Metal Steel in 14th. Gaza in 15th. Scott Pye in 16th. So I think that's all we had. We only had 16 runners. What were your thoughts, Weezy? What stuck out for you from that session?
Just thinking about the Bentley, how you mentioned that Angry is potentially a little bit out of place for his usual performances. I'm kind of getting a bit of a vibe that it might be a bit difficult to drive, or at least drive quickly, because we don't often see Vic Chan make a mistake, clutch moments when he needs to. I'm thinking back to, was it season 4 final at Imola, where he held off Jamie to take the championship.
Yeah.
He knows how to handle himself under pressure, and I saw him there just before the straight spin out and make a mistake. So maybe a lot of the guys have either got the Bentley set up to be very safe so that they can get around a lap, and Vic has decided not to do that to get the time out of it. So yeah, interesting to see how that Bentley is performing.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him in the Bentley before either. So, Yeah, interesting one.
Is this Vic?
Yeah.
He did a 2-hour enduro at Bathurst in the pro group and pretty much lapped the field besides P3.
Oh, wow.
In the Bentley. Yeah, he loves it.
All right.
Absolutely loves it.
Well, he's looking like he's loving it right now as well. So he's currently in P2. Hello to everyone in the chat as well. I see JJ's in there, Rowdus, D Karki, Stu Barkley's in there, Aro Gantz, Slambo's watching this one from the Lake House. Lucky you, Slambo. Vandrew Valdez in there as well. So welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm joined by Wheezy Weston tonight. So you're going to hear the driver's perspective from the ex-console racer, now PC racer, Wheezy Weston. So this is going to be a good one. I think, yeah, the big one here will be Vic and Jamie. We're going to see an epic battle between those two out in front. And HSV's been in some really good form lately as well. So
it does look like it.
Yeah.
What are you thinking for strategy? What's the predicted strategy for you?
Strategy is it's what is tyres mandatory, fuel is optional. We have seen a lot recently. Generally, the halfway mark is usually when a lot of drivers have decided to come into the pit. So between that 20 to 30 minute mark, that's been the pattern of all the previous races. So I dare say we'll probably see that. Probably see a repeat of that tonight. That would be what I'm thinking. I'm probably not the best person to ask. What do you think?
Well, fortunately, we have almost the exact same pit stop rules on the PC, so I can at least speak from some experience. And generally, you want to be taking that pit stop, as you say, in the middle of the race, just because that means that your tyres are the least worn at any given moment. If you say pit at the start or pit at the end, that means that towards the end of the longest stint, your tyres are going to be significantly more worn than they will be if you stop in the middle.
30 seconds.
And unless it's a track that is very difficult to overtake on, I wouldn't say that the Nurburgring is particularly difficult. We've got a few straights coming into
20 seconds.
Big braking zones. You'd struggle to find a reason to stay out much longer than you'd want to.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see how the strategy all plays out. We are about to get this one started. I'll just quickly fix this up. So, yeah, I had to restart my computer. Nurburgring, there we go. Before the race started, so it's only just got up to speed now. But we're all good. Here we go. So cars making their way off the line. Any predictions, Wheezy? You got any jokers in the pack here, or you think it's going to be Vic and Jamie and everyone else playing for third spot?
I'm going to have to be boring and agree with the top two. It will be interesting to see who comes out on top. It would appear as though Jamie does have somewhat of a pace advantage, but it'll be interesting to see if Vic can maybe keep the car under control for the hour. In terms of third place, unfortunately I don't know Crashy Mate, Andrelli or HSV well enough to say whether I reckon one of them might get the edge, so that will be an interesting battle to see play out. That's going to be my prediction.
Alright, well, we're not far away from getting it all started, so they're just on their warm-up lap now. Got a nice helicopter shot. We've got the camera on Brentgles. He's in P6. But this is going to be a good one, so we'll see how Jamie and Vic go at the front. Can HSV hang in there, and can Crashy Mate make a good start and convert his good qualifying spot into a good race result for him? Probably guys to keep an eye on at the back there. I'd say someone like Eagle Wind, Angry Old Fella as well, coming from that rear of the grid, if you like, in P9 and P11. And also just keep an eye on Scott Pye. He has started at the rear of the grid a few times, but has a real knack of just keeping his nose clean, making his way through the field to get some good results. So we'll keep an eye on him in the yellow and black Ferrari. But in the meantime, we'll focus at the guys up the front here. What's your take on getting warmed up on the warm-up lap, Wheezy? What do you usually what's your procedure usually like?
Yeah, I find that weaving is very, like, doesn't make much of a difference at all. First up, I'll try and get the brakes up to temp because it's pretty difficult to get your tyres up to temp if your brakes aren't. Once I've done that, I'll maybe do a bit of left, right, accelerate in between. Just anything I can do to get as much load into the tyres as possible. And mind you, you got to be very careful with that because I have spun on a formation lap a few times. Pushing the tyres too hard while they're cold. But yeah, that's usually my go-to is just brake and accelerate to get the brakes warmed up.
Yeah.
And then maybe a little bit of weaving just to get a bit of pressure in the tyres for the start.
Alright, well, these boys have done all their warming up. They're about to get this thing going for real now. They're just coming through the chicane. Starting to form up nicely, looking pretty nice and neat and tidy. It's a nice view of the field coming through. Scotty Pye just lagging a bit at the back there. He's happy to just hold back. It's an interesting turn one here, isn't it? Sort of that gradual right-hander. So we'll see how they go as they make their way into there.
Yeah, it can cause a bit of carnage because as you turn the wheel, it might kick on the ABS, so you lose a bit of braking distance. Gain a bit of braking distance.
Green light.
But here we go.
Here we go. We've got racing, so it looks like, yeah, Jamie got a pretty good start. Everyone looks like they got a pretty good start out of there as well.
Yeah.
As they make their way down into turn one.
Yeah, very clean start.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any issues.
Everyone's made it
Got
through.
Vic and HSV side by side. Vic on the inside. I think he's going to hold it.
Looks like he does,
Yes, he
yeah.
is. Got Antrelli in the thick of it.
Alright, let's see here. Here he comes. So in P5, he's got Brenchkels right next to him as well. And he's got,
It's a poor exit.
Yeah.
That is.
I think that's Metal Steel up by his side as well, putting a bit of pressure on him there. But looks like, yeah, clean start by everyone. So all 16 cars got through without any issues.
There's been a little tap at one of the right-handers between, I think, Metal Steel and Incy, I want to say.
Let's see if I
Two
can
cars going side by side in
catch
Dunlop.
Metal Steel. Here we go. So he's dropped all the way down into 14th, Metal Steel. Can't see anything, any damage on the car. Seems to be going alright still. This is Ty Morgo. He's just behind Andrelli in the Ferrari, but all pretty stock standard stuff to get this one started. No major incidents to speak of. We had a false start last week. This is Angry Old Fella. He's in 11th. That's where he started. He's got Eagle Wind, who's dropped a couple of spots. Well, one spot down into 10th. Mr. N. Wilson, he's dropped a spot at the start as well. So, looked like it was Metal Steel running wide at the chicane. Yeah, it was. And that's the first lap. So, right now, it is Jamie leading from Vic Chan, HSV, Crashy Mate and Brenchkels. That's your top five right now. It's 8/10 between Jamie and Vic in P2. And he's got HSV for company, so...
Yeah, right on him for company.
Yeah.
I think, maybe that start of the lap is where HSV finds his time, and maybe towards the end is where Vic finds his time.
Alright, so... He's been racing really well lately, HSV. He's been right up the front, pushing the fast guys. Crashy Mates made a good start. So this top four just starting to separate themselves a little bit from the rest of the field. But not by too much though. It's still relatively close. The field's still relatively bunched. It's still very, very early days in this one as well. Gap between Jamie and Vic, 9/10. As the boys, is Crashy Mate looking to make a move on HSV. Couldn't quite do it.
Very difficult to stay very close behind at the Schumacher races. Especially when you get a big free wing in your face.
Oh, he's hitting from behind. HSV's is turned around. So we'll have to wait for the Oh, he's going to have to wait for everyone to go past. So Crashy Mate just made a little bit of contact there with HSV, and that's dropped him all the way back into 12th position. So just there you can see the scars there from the incident. A little love tap, and that's enough to send HSV right back down the field. So unfortunate for him. Oh, that's one of the Lexuses. That's Incy. He's gone off at the chicane, doing a bit of grass cutting as well. Oh, Crashy Mate dropped right back too. So he's in 16th now.
I think he just let him through, and sometimes he can be a bit too nice when letting him through.
Yeah. Alright, so he's got his work cut out for him. His bad luck continues on so far.
Eagle has been stuck onto the bumper of N. Wilson for a good lap here now, so I think we might be seeing a pass coming shortly. And this little group here in particular is quite close. Still jostling for position.
Yeah, so it's Bounty leading the way from Mr. N. Wilson, Eagle Wind, and then Angry Old Fella in there as well. So I'll keep tracking the progress of these guys. Oh, as Angry runs a little bit wide there. I think that was at turn 7. It's the stadium section there. Yeah, those three not really being able to separate themselves from each other as the rest of the field filters through.
And now we can see N. Wilson closing in on Bounty towards the later end of the lap.
Yeah, so he's got Eagle Wind right behind him, but he's going to start trying to put some pressure on the Bentley that belongs to Bounty.
Yeah, I would not want to be N. Wilson at the moment. That's probably one of my least favourite positions.
Yeah.
Between two cars.
Yeah, he's the meat in the sandwich, isn't he?
I like that.
Or the cork in the bottle. That's what other people, I think people like to refer it to as well. But he's in between Bounty and Eagle Wind as they start another lap.
Eagle's got a good run here, it looks like. I'd be staying in this slipstream for as long as possible. And Wilson goes defensive. Eagle late on the brakes, might try hanging around the outside. And he does, they get very close. Now he's got the inside for the arena. And Wilson's got a bit of overlap. They touch. Eagle's still got the inside. Getting ahead. Still ahead. Late on the brakes for N. Wilson, but I think Eagle's got him here.
Yep.
As he slots in behind. Yep.
Nice move by that's a nice move by Eagle Wind. Took him a few corners to get it all done, but nice driving. Yeah. Nice driving by both of those guys there, Mr. N. Wilson and Eagle Wind. So he's gonna Mr. N. Wilson's pretty much gonna come under attack though from Angry Old Fella pretty much straight away. He's going to chase him down in the Bentley. Out in front, though, it is a 1.8 second gap between Jamie and Vic Chan. You've got Brenticles in P3. Just tucked in behind him is Andrali, which we'll get to in a moment. We'll just see how this plays out between Angry. Let's just see how Angry and Mr. N. Wilson go. Might be deja vu for Mr. N. Wilson getting overtaken by a Bentley.
I think he's in not a great position in that he's just been overtaken and there was a line behind him to overtake him, so he doesn't really get a chance to kind of just reset his mind and get back into it. He's just constantly under pressure from the rear, which is a very difficult position to be in as a driver. As Eagle has a look at Bounty and actually makes the move stick.
Oh, nice work. Here we go. It's going to be a drag race down the front straight.
And I think Eagle's winning this one.
He is. Nice work.
Oh, no.
Bounty just making him earn it.
Wow. He pulled that up. I did not expect that, especially seeing a wheel on the grass. I thought he was going straight into him.
Oh, and that's compromised Bounty now. Mr. N. Wilson. Oh, no. Angry and Bounty as well. I think made a bit of contact. Bounty's lost out big time. He's had to spin it around.
And is that HSV I see right back in it?
I think so. Yeah, it is.
Up into top 10, I want to say.
It says 11th on the timing screen, but we'll wait for that to filter out. In the meantime, it says it's 10th between Andrali and Brenticles. Yeah, that hasn't changed. Metal Steel, he's in there as well, but I don't know if he's been lapped or what's going on with him. The green Bentley there, I'm not sure, but this is Andrali on the screen. He's chasing Brenticles.
Time will go soon.
Just having a scan down the field with a few other cars, nice and bunched up, nice and close. So we've gone almost 10 minutes in this one. I have to say it's been a pretty eventful 10 minutes. We've seen some really good racing. We've seen some overtakes as well. So Andrali throwing it through the chicane once again.
It was a clean start, but the gloves were off from then.
Yeah. The niceties were dismissed pretty quickly.
Yeah, exhausted on the first lap.
Alright, so that's Andrali. He's giving chase to Brenticles. We might just have a quick look at Metal Steel. No, that gap's still pretty close. Yeah. Yeah. So Black Falcon, he's had a... Yeah. I was going to say Black Falcon, he's had a good start. Started P12 into 8th now.
Yeah. Yes. What do you think of his livery? Just plain black.
I like it. Nice and simple. Straightforward. No messing around.
To Jamie, who's also got pretty much plain black. He's got some orange highlights on there.
I think he had like purple highlights last week, so he's liking the black though.
Yeah, he's going through all the colours as his highlights.
I like the livery of HSV. I reckon it's very nicely turned out, the orange and grey.
That is true, yeah.
So can you get a little bit closer to that Audi? He's creeping up on the back of it. See if he can make a move. Won't be through here though. No overtaking generally through this part of the track. Oh no! Oh, Black Falcon lost it.
Caught up in it too.
Oh, and no one else got caught in that. So Black Falcon just lost the rear end, turned around. HSV didn't see it in time, and he got caught in that incident as well. So he's not having much luck tonight at all, HSV. He's got scars all over on both ends of the car, on the back and the front. So he's not enjoying himself at all right now. Just out in front, it's 6/10 now between.
Yeah, something's happened to Jamie because Vic's been reeling him in just slowly. Got up to about 2 point something, and the last few laps it's just been slowly coming down.
I think it was about 1.6 seconds at one stage, so he's cut it right back.
And I think, oh no, he hasn't. Yeah, you can see that they're pulling away from Brenticles. I thought it was Time Walker that was in P3.
Yeah, Brenticles in P3. So, yeah, so these two are really out by themselves. They're 9 seconds ahead of Brenticles, so they're in a race of their own right now. Gap's gone out to 7/10. So Jamie just able to extend it just ever so slightly.
It does seem as though Jamie just has that slight pace advantage, but from there it's up to him to keep it consistent as Vic touches the ground there, grab a little bit on the apex of the second corner. So it'll be interesting to see who can kind of keep their composure for the hour and come out on top.
Yeah, well, we've gone 13 minutes, so we're approaching the quarter way mark. So we'll do a quick little oh, sorry, Weezy, go for it.
Yeah, Angeli's still in the middle of the Brennicles and Time Logo Bentley sandwich.
There he is. So he's currently in 4th, so we'll do a quick little recap. It's Jamie from Vic from Brenticles. Andrali is having a good race there in P4. Ty Morgo, Eagle Wind, Mr. N. Wilson, Angry Old Fella, Metal Steel and Gaz. That's your top 10 right now. Black Falcon, he's making his stop.
Nice.
Yeah, that looks like it's...
Similar pattern to HSV, but different colours.
Is it a game livery, in-game livery with the Tecamet sponsorship on there?
Could be. Sorry, you say Black Falcon made his pit. I think that's not the worst idea. Get rid of that damage that he got from the tap on the rear HSV. Not too early, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he comes out once everyone else has done their stop.
So the gap now just extended a little bit further for Jamie. It's 9/10. So whatever it was, he looks like he's been able to recover from it. He's getting back up to pace. Might take a look at times very, very shortly. Once they come around on a lap, we'll just have a look at their pace. 1:54.2, that was qualifying, so we'll see how far off they are from those times. But race has kind of settled down a bit now. We've got a bit of a rhythm going on as we're 15 minutes into it. And the gap again has extended for Jamie, so he's been able to rectify whatever was ailing him.
Yeah, I want to say that he's just had a moment and then things closed up. That's put on some pressure. He's had another moment and then he's been able to just collect himself and just, yep, I know I can drive this car. Even though there's someone behind me, I know what to do. Just put those laps in, and I think that might be what's happened.
Alright, we'll take a look at times very shortly. They're about to finish their lap, so it's closed down slightly again. So we'll see what they do once they cross the line here. So we're 55.1, 134, 55, 167. So literally nothing in it between these two. Almost identical pace between the two of them. Yeah. They're all over it. So those two are 9/10, almost a second between Jamie and Vic now. They're 11.7 seconds ahead of Brenticles, so they're a mile out in front.
Second a lap quicker, pretty much. I saw, I think it was a 56.
Yeah.
Brenticles.
So those guys just showing their class right now, and Brenticles has definitely got his hands full. He's got Andrali right behind him, and then he's got Ty Morgo for company 2 behind the Ferrari. So these three in a nice little scrap between themselves for 3rd, 4th and 5th right now. Just having a look at other cars close on the circuit. Sort of started to string out a little bit. Crashy Mate not really able to make his way back up through the field. He's down there in 14th. And only the one car has stopped so far. So that's Black Falcon. His tyres are going to be feeling pretty ordinary at the end of this one. But after that incident early on, I think that was... I agree with you, Weezy. I think that was the best option for him to pit early.
Interestingly, HSV has not taken that course of action. It's decided to stick it out.
Well, I think he might have been thinking race can't get too much worse. He might as well stay out there, try and get his luck to turn a little bit.
Yeah.
He's down there in P12. Maybe we go on board with Andrali. Maybe you can give us a bit of a driver's eye view and maybe a critique of his lap as he chases down Brenticles Wheezy.
Yeah, so coming into the last corner, you're always thinking about getting a good run onto the straight. On a hot lap there, you should overtake someone. He's had to come off the throttle there because he got on it a bit too early in corner, which meant that he picked up some understeer, which has done him no favours coming down this straight because you want to be as close as possible. Otherwise, yeah, that distance there, the move is just really never going to work. Really close to the apex there. You can actually afford to get a bit of distance to the apex because it drops down so significantly. And you would be able to keep that contact catch on the ground with the inside front. Dennis first for this corner, looking at curve on the inside, similar to that corner, and stretching the trackers there. But you might have just a slight snap and then you're needing brakes. Nice and late on the brakes here, 3rd gear, probably turning the wheel a bit too much, at least in my experience. the same time. You can see he's really muscling the car through that corner with several jabs and struggles to get it going. He's decided not to take use of that corner on that curve on the right hand side, which can open up the corner a bit, and as you can see, Brenningfield as a result has kind of run a bit ahead. The good news of the curve on the apex there. Keeps it in second, but I know a lot of people getting to third before that corner. Let's see, has he got a run on Brenningfield's? He's 6/10, which I believe is when the slipstream starts taking effect. Nice and clean through the S's. And does he hit the run this time? And you can see his application was a lot smoother. There you go, 56.7. Very similar times between this trio.
Alright, so that's a lap of the Nurburgring Wheezy Western. Oh no, who was that? That was Lexus Incy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Went around there at turn 1. So managing to avoid other drivers. He was down in P50. Oh, I think he's just made his pit stop. So has he just come out of the pits and turned it around?
Brennicle's off, and Andrelli is right on his tail. Has been, but now he's managed to get a good exit of the Mercedes arena. And unfortunately, Andrelli wasn't able to capitalise on that.
Alright, so this is still the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. With Brenticles, Andrelli and Ty Morgo all scrapping it out right now. Gap at the front though between Vic and Jamie, 8/10, almost 9/10 of a second. So those guys are going at it. Ty Morgo though.
Jamie hasn't been able to pull away from him. Should have won.
So Ty Morgo's got a pretty good seat watching these two go at it.
I'm on board with him myself. So you can just watch him play out.
As they come through the chicane.
Andrelli's made a mistake. Is Tom Morgan going to set it up the inside? No, he's not. Backs out at the last second.
Go Hully Cam here. Let's have a look. Can he get a run on the Ferrari? Ferrari generally,
He's going to go for it.
yeah. Is he going to go around the outside like we saw Eaglewin do earlier?
Andrelli's not going to make it easy. No, he's done well. He's turned in early, get to the apex first, and hold it. Ty Morgo is trying some different lines, but unfortunately he's got a Ferrari in his way, so not much he can do.
Still sticking with him though. Andrelli just made that little mistake, but he's been able to correct it, and he's good again. Brenticles just inching a little bit further ahead, so just creating a nice little gap there between him and Andrelli. Alright, so this is starting to shape up as a nice little scrap between this lot. Might have a quick look at HSV, and he's got a bit of damage on the front of the car and the rear. We've seen him in the wars a little bit tonight. So down there in 12th. So he's half a second behind Bounty. You can't really see Bounty there though.
He's actually behind him, Bounty. That is, he's made the move.
Ah, there you go. So timings. Ah, yep, there you go. Timing screen has updated. All right, there we go. Let's get back to Ty Morgo and Andrelli. Just trying to see the car up ahead. That's not. I'll double check on that in a second. Let's have a look at times as they cross the line though. Yeah, Brenchkill's a 56.9, a 56.4, 56.8. So Andrelli the faster of the trio there on that previous lap. So looks like he's got his pace sorted. Started to close up a little bit again there on Brenticles. Is it enough to?
It looks like Andrelli might have the quicker race pace, but he's just kind of stuck a little bit behind Brenticles. So you can see when he makes a mistake, he falls back, but he's able to regain that, and here he is, right on the tail of Brenticles.
So do you think that's like an aero wash type of thing coming from the Bentley, or what do you think might cause that?
It definitely could be. In my experience, I find that the Ferrari is definitely a very difficult car to drive. It's so aero reliant that any mistakes in your input, that's where the lap time is just being in the corners so quick. So yeah, you have to be really right on the limit, and if you go a little bit beyond it, the aero kind of gives out, and that could be the case in the aero watch behind that big Bentley. Whereas contrastingly, the Bentley is very forgiving on turning and on the power. I find you can get quite a bit of a slide, and I'm actually thinking back to the PC race I did here last season, where Dowd set pole. I remember watching that and seeing him get quite a big slide in the Mercedes arena and thinking if I did that with the Ferrari, I'd probably either be in the wall or have lost a good chunk of time. So essentially what I'm saying is that I think the Ferrari is a lot more difficult to drive, as you see Andrelli almost losing the car there.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome insight. I'm taking notes here as well, so this is good stuff. All right, so there's Black Falcon just getting out of the way. These guys coming through, so nice driving from him. And these three guys.
They're close. They're very close.
Yeah, nothing really being able to separate them right now. Did miss out on the times there, so I'll try and get them. Started to notice some pit stops beginning to filter through. Angry Old Fella, he's in there. We're 26 minutes into this one. We've got Metal Steel, HSV, Black Falcon, and Incy. They're four drivers who've made their stops already, completed, done and dusted. Angry Old Fella, he's in P9, so he's just in the pits as we speak. So it's that window is kind of opening up, that sort of halfway mark.
It is.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how the strategy plays out between Brenticles and Andrelli and Time Wargo. It's a little bit dull if it came down to a battle in the pits as opposed to a battle on the track.
Yeah, well, they're pretty close though, right? So it's going to be tough to...
Yeah, it is hard to imagine that.
Yeah.
Surely if you saw Andrelli going, if you're Brenticles, you see Andrelli going, you'd be going in as soon as you could the next lap for sure.
Well, we did...
Cover that off.
Yeah, well, we did see last week Andrelli make a pass in the pits, but then just as he completed, so just as the other car came out on track, can't remember who it was, someone chasing him down, he made a mistake and lost the position, ended up finishing behind them. Oh, as he closes right up behind, all over Brenticles there. Oh, here's Ty. Here's Ty having a look.
Yeah, I think, as I said again with Ed Wilson previously, Andrelli's really got the short end of the stick here. He's doing one of the hardest jobs as a race driver, attack and defend.
Here we go.
We're looking for a move around the outside.
Yeah. Well, we've seen this a couple of times already. He's going to have to switch back
playing
under.
solid.
It doesn't look like he can get it done there.
I think if I was in Time Morgo's position, which is very easy to say when you're not in the car, I'd probably try and hit him against the apex a bit more and maybe cut off his line, his run.
Start to get a little bit more ruthless, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Keep it clean, but
Yep.
yeah.
All within the limits, of course.
Yeah.
All right, these three having a pretty good battle right now. At the moment, it's 2.5 seconds now between Vic and Jamie in P1 and P2.
And Wilson in the pits, he was
Yep.
really close behind Eagle Wing, so it'll be interesting to see if Eagle comes in next lap to cover that off, or if he tries to stay out a bit longer.
All right, well, we're almost halfway. So which of these three cars is going to blink. What do you think? Do you think Andrelli might be the one to pit first here? It might be to his advantage, you think?
Well, I think Redicles is in a bit of a difficult position. Do you try and pit before him, or do you try and pit after him? Because either way, I think Redicles wants to be in front of Andrelli on track at all times. Because, as I say, I do think in this current state, Andrelli's got a bit of a pace advantage. But unfortunately, being in front,
there he goes. Yeah.
Andrelli blinks first, and Redicles can't really do much about that. He just kind of has to guess.
Okay, so he's going to have to run the gauntlet now. So Mr. N. Wilson, he came out, so he said he was not far behind. Who was it? Eagle?
Eagle, and
yep.
Eagle has stayed out another lap.
Right. All right.
Big
So
Chan in the pits also.
there we go. So he's stationed. We see Andrelli there just in the background. He makes his stop. All right. Cool. So here's Jamie. We haven't seen too much of him tonight. He's been well out in front. But
He's been doing some low flying.
Yep. That black Lamborghini is very stealth-like, isn't it? So.
It is, yeah. It's cool. Yeah.
And here we go. So plenty more cars now making their pit stops as well. Gaza and Bounty are in there as well as we mark the halfway point of this one. This is semi-final. This is the second semi-final. A group tonight. Joined by Wheezy Weston. I hope you're enjoying his commentary. Very insightful. JJ just saying it's quicker to stay out for another lap there. So we'll have to see what Brenticles does shortly. And if Jamie responds to Vic. So we'll stay with him right now.
I think he will, but not necessarily to cover off Vic, but just because it's now the middle of the race, and it would be the optimal strategy to pit someone soon.
Yeah, and does that right on schedule. So let's see where Vic is. He's just coming through turn 6 now, forward curve. So we've got a bit of work to do. Obviously tyres though, tyre changeover, fuel is optional. So we'll see if Vic can close the gap on Jamie, who's yet to become stationary.
Radicals pits and Morgo stays out.
Here's Jamie making his start. Hits his mark. Alright. So the race is on here for Vic. Can he jump Jamie while he's in the pits? He's just coming up through turn 10 now, the left-hander. And go through turn 11, then open up that big Bentley and send it down through turn 12, the right-hander, make his way up to the chicane. Jamie's still stationary.
He doesn't, because he's now on cold tyres, whereas Jamie's last lap was on warm, mind you, used tyres. You often find that a one-lap undercut doesn't make much of a difference, but we'll see.
I think you're, yeah, there you go. He's gone. Yeah. So he's.
So you can actually overcut to get positions because that person's first lap is on really cold tyres.
Well, here comes Andrelli. So Brenticles and Eaglewind, they're both in the pits. Brenticles is moving now. Here comes Andrelli up the front straight. Oh, this is going to be super close. Oh, it's not as close as I thought it was. Yeah.
2 laps, that's interesting that he's held on, because usually 1 lap you'll find that the overcut has the advantage in terms of track position, and then 2, 3, 4 it starts changing in favour of the undercut. But we will see Brennicles on cold tyres, so you can see that very quickly, and Andrelli has caught up to him.
So that's what I was saying. He's had 2 laps to get him up to pressure, get him up to temp. And
whereas Brennicles straight out the box.
Yeah. So this is going to be his chance now. You'll have to pounce pretty quick because those tyres won't take too much longer than a lap and a bit to get back up to temp and up to pressure as well. So let's see what he can do as Ty Morgo. He comes into the pits now as well. Means Crashy Mate is going to inherit the lead. Oh, Andrelli just running a little bit wide there. But it looks like Brenticles has got it covered, so he wasn't vulnerable for too long. And And so far, he's managed to keep the Ferrari behind him. So the move is going to have to be done on the track, which is what you prefer to see, really, from the spectator's point of view.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the last two drivers in the pits, Ty Morgan and Crashy Mate. So that'll be everyone done. And we're going to be
Let's see
racing
when
home.
Ty comes out with respect to Brennicles. Really.
He's still stationary. These guys coming through the final turn now. Ty still stationary, drops now.
They've got him. Oh, actually, it's going to be close. I'll take that back.
Oh, you can hear him in the background. There we go. Here they come.
Both.
I think he might.
What? That must have been some lap on his in lap. Wow.
There we go. He's done it. He's jumped both of them.
But can he hold them back now that he's on the cold tyres? That is the question.
Well, we are going to find out the answer to that question very, very shortly. Brenticles was able to do it. Was able to keep Andrelli behind him. Oh,
I'd throw a blanket over him now.
it's going to be a bit of a different proposition, though, for Ty Morgo now. But they're back to where they started. They're all three of them are back together again.
Trying to separate him. Not to take away from the action, but it would appear as though Jamie's got a 10-second lead on Vic.
Wow.
So I'm not sure what's happened in his pit stop.
Yeah. Maybe Vic had an issue there of some sort. I think we might have caught it. He's stopped, so it looks like he stopped on the marks. Not too sure what's happened
maybe
there.
cold tyres on his outlap. He's made some sort of mistakes most of the time.
And here we go. So we've stuck with these three all night. We've gone over 35 minutes, so well over halfway. It's gone by pretty quick as well. We've had some great action on the track. And this scrap for 3rd, 4th and 5th has been entertainment plus. But it looked like staying out a little bit longer. JJ said in the chat, staying out an extra lap was the optimal strategy. It looks like it's worked out to be that way.
Yeah, I think that and Ty must have just put a really good lap in his in lap, because that's 2 cars he's jumped, not just one.
And Andrali faster than Brenticles there. Ty obviously significantly higher time coming out of the pits, but oh, here we go, having a look. No. All right, just a quick little scan down the field. So yeah, almost 8.9 seconds between Jamie and Vic. Ty Morgo, Brenticles in 4th, Andrali's 5th. Mr. N. Wilson there, 6th spot, 7th to Eagle.
He's jumped to Eagle in the pits. I remember he was behind.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's up in 6th, Eagle in 7th, Angry in 8th, Metal Steel 9th. And Crashy Mate managed to work himself back up into 10th spot. So coming back, HSV wasn't able to do the same. He's down there in 13th, so perhaps might have suffered a little bit of damage there, either at the rear or the front.
He did have that second incident with Black Falcon, which is put him back behind Crashy Mate.
Yeah. So he's not had a good race for him, unfortunately. But yeah, out in front, Jamie leading the way from Vic. Be interesting to get times as well again as they close on the end of this lap. Air temperature 22. Track's still optimum, so there's no issues with the track.
1 from Jamie, by the way. So that's very similar to what he was doing. 54.6 from Vic. That's going to be the fastest in the race.
Let's see what these boys can put in.
That's only 4/10 off. That's faster than his qualifying time.
54.2 was the pole. Yeah.
And that was Jamie, and Vic
Yeah.
was 0.6 off that. So he's actually gone faster than his qualifying lap.
56.3, 56.4, 56.6. So Ty faster than Brenticles and Andrali. There we go.
I've just noticed this dip now, but you actually see Brennicles has his helmet matching his car every.
Ooh, we'll have to go on board and check it out. Oh, there you go. He's got the British racing green suit as well. Very nicely done. I like the colour of Ty's car as well. Very nice. It's been good that these guys can have whatever livery they want, show a little bit of creativity. Andrali, his daughter, decided his colours. I reckon she did a pretty good job. I agree with you, Weezy. Maybe the choice of wheel colour could have been a little bit different, but I think she did a pretty good job though of it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you do have some limited options on ACC.
Yeah.
You can't do whatever you want. You've only got set preset liveries, and you can choose whatever colour you want. But that is a bit limiting.
Yeah, unfortunately. PC, you've got a lot more options, I do believe, so
Yes,
one of the
but
advantages.
Also, a lot of leagues don't run custom liveries because of
Yep.
joining lag that it causes.
Gotcha.
Anyway, yeah.
Alright, here we go. So, these guys stuck together again. Just having a quick scan of the field. Not much action happening elsewhere. That's why I've got the camera on these guys. It's 8.1 seconds is the gap out in front. Let's have a look at times again from these three. It was pretty even last time around. Ty goes at 56.1, a 55.9 from Brenchicles, a 56.3. So Brenchicles just starting to turn up the pace a little bit on that lap. We'll see how Ty Morgo can respond to that.
We have got Bounty raging up on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see in the Bentley. They've got HSV involved with these three as well. As Bounty just gets it a little bit wide on the grass there, but not enough to really slow him down. Let's see if he can have a go at Gaz.
Yeah, I think everyone is right in that last corner.
And I think we might get a twilight finish again like we had last week. So not full darkness, but sun will be setting. We only have 19 minutes remaining. This is the second semi-final. This is the A group. Or Group A, however you want to pronounce it.
I think it might just be twilight. I'm not sure how close we'll get.
Well, we'll see if we can get some nice shots of the sun setting across the track. Bathurst is a good one for sunrise as they're coming across the top of the mountain.
Yes.
Can look pretty sensational. But this race, yeah, well and truly embedded now. So Vic and Jamie, they've been out front the majority of the time. Jamie is, cruising 8.5 seconds ahead of Vic. They got Ty Morgo, Brenchicles and Andrali, this little trio here. We've been stuck together for a fair while now, a good 20 minutes or so. Oh, this is just different trio I was looking at. Gaza and Bounty and HSV as Bounty.
Something must have happened because that was Gaza overtake Bounty.
Yeah, I got my trios mixed up. HSV looking to have a look here.
A very similar situation. You've got two Mercedes front and rear, and then a different car in the middle.
We'll check out lap times this time around. So Gaz in the Merc, he'll be first one.
We might be seeing a move from HSV. He's already gone to the inside.
There we go.
That's very early down the straight. Unfortunately, it's so early that Bounty will be getting the slipstream, but I think he lets him through a bit there.
Yeah.
Earlier on the brakes.
I think he knew that he was outgunned there. So HSV manages to slip through there. He moves into 12th position now. And he's got Gaz just up ahead. Looks like the battle between Ty Morgo, Andrali, Brenchicles and Andrali, looks like it's just sort of cooled off for now.
Yeah, they've frizzled out. I think they've all kind of... I'm not sure what's happened to Andrali because it definitely looks as though he was a bit quicker. Maybe he does better when he's got Ty Morgo on his rear.
So we're approaching the final quarter of this one. So still a little bit left to play out here. Ty Morgo, he's had a good race. He started in P7. He's up there in P3. Brenticles, he started P6. He's in 4th right now. What is, has anyone caught your eye tonight, Wheezy? Who have you, has anyone caught your eye, and what are your thoughts in general about the race?
I think it's hard to go by the performance that Jamie's put in. Absolutely stellar so far. Not to jinx it, or give him a commentator's curse, but yeah, it's a bit basic, but that has to be the standout for me. I've really enjoyed watching the battle between Morgo, Brennicles and Andrelli. It was a shame that it has kind of panned out in the pits, and even though we saw Andrelli to be quicker in the first stint, as he almost spins out there and exiting the arena, he's kind of dropped off quite significantly now. I'm not sure what's happened there, which is a bit anticlimactic. We've seen Angry kind of calmly move his way up the field. I believe he started it.
Yeah, Angry, yeah, started in P11. Yep.
So, just quite calmly, we haven't even seen any action from him. He's just stealthily worked his way up to 8th. Where it looks like he's sitting pretty comfortably, no one really close to him, front or behind.
Yeah, so just back to Brenticles here, but yeah, field pretty stretched out now, so we'll see what the next 14.5 minutes has in store for us. I think it's been some good racing again tonight as well. Driving standards have been really good. Seen some good passes. We've seen people being very sensible with their driving as well, so that's been really good to see tonight.
Move of the night has to be Eagle on Wilson.
Yeah, going around, hanging it out the outside. That was a cracker. Let's check times again. So Ty Morgo, 56.1, 56.4 to Brenticles, and a 56.9 to Andrelli. So gives you an idea.
Kind of in order,
yeah,
now.
yeah. I was going to say the pace is representative of where they are on the leaderboard, and the gap between Jamie and Vic was about 9 seconds almost, but we'll wait for that to... Oh, sorry, 7.8 seconds now is the gap.
So it looks like Vic at the moment has got the pace, so not sure what's happened to him between the pit stop. He's had some incident after the pit stop, but at the moment he's flying.
Right. 7.8 seconds though, it's a big gap to make up. We'll see if we can get some times from him. Let's see. Oh, just catching a little bit of oversteer there. So just having a look. His last was a 55.2. His best is a 54.5. So if we have a look at Jamie, 55.1 was his last one. Here we go. He's going to come across the line now. So we'll see what this time is. 55.5.
Interesting to see what Vic put down in response.
55.6.
Yep.
So a tenth the difference between those two on that lap.
He's going to need a bit more than that, Vic, if he wants to catch up.
Oh.
Not that that's really even possible at this point. 12 minutes to go, 7 seconds.
Yeah, it's a big gap. So, well, you don't know. It's sim racing, so anything can happen. I know Vic he had some issues with his, he bought a new TV and a couple of weeks ago, and the screen just went black, unfortunately. So he had to exit. Said that had never happened to him before. So
I wonder if it's the monitor / TV that he was telling me about. I think it's a 55-inch 4K 1440 hertz monitor that he's purchased. I wonder if that's the one that's carved on him.
not sure. Stephen McDonald, how's my bro going? Who's your bro? I'll let you know how he's going. Stephen McDonald in the chat. Might get back to... Oh, here we go. HSV and Bounty. Oh, this is HSV and Gaz.
So HSV's worked his way through.
Yeah, he's going to do it. And he sends it down the inside at turn 1, so gets the move done cleanly. It's a nice move from HSV. There's Mercedes swap positions.
How would you rate the recovery from HSV so far?
Not what I expected, considering he started in P3. He had bad luck with Black Falcon. That was unavoidable, unfortunately, and a little tap from Crashy Mate earlier on. So he hasn't had any luck tonight, but then he hasn't exactly come back roaring up through the field as I thought he might have done, but I think it'd be
Crashy Mate hits for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe he's had a crash that we weren't aware of.
Yeah, not sure. So his kind of run of form continues in terms of, qualifying goes fantastic, but just can't convert it into a good race performance, unfortunately. So that trend has continued tonight. As we approach the final 10 minutes, sun is beginning to set. We'll see if we can get some nice sunset pictures before this one's done.
Looks like the closest battle on track might just be Bounty trying to get past Jazz here.
Yeah.
Dare I say, Bounty's got the pace. It'll be interesting to see if he can get it done in 10 minutes.
Yeah, 57.2 was his last. His best is a 56.1. Let's see what the times are as they complete another lap. 56.7, 58 flat, 57.9. It's a little bit faster, but not by a lot. He's going to need a little bit more than that to work his way past the Mercedes in front of him. He's got HSV a little bit further up from there. So,
correct me if I'm wrong, but these are two pretty seasoned sim races that we're looking at here, Gazza and Bounty.
yeah.
So I doubt we'll be seeing any crazy mistakes. I was going to suggest maybe that Bounty, if he just gains a 10th lap, that's a lot of pressure on guys this year. But yeah, with experience comes the ability to kind of manage that pressure. So it'd be interesting to see if he can hold him up.
Oh,
Bounty
that's off.
just gone wide.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That was at turn 6. The right-hander, he's lost it. I was thinking, yeah, we're definitely not going to see any crazy dive bombs from Bounty, that's for sure. But unfortunately, he's taken himself out. I don't know what's happened to him there, but
Yeah, I think you got a wheel on the grass.
Yeah.
And then,
that
just
was it.
snaps on you.
All right, it's getting very close to 10 o'clock, Weezy. Can you last 8 more minutes? Can you stay with us until the end?
Yeah, I definitely can.
All right, good stuff. All right, so that final 8 minutes, 6.9 seconds the gap between Vic and Jamie. Ty Morgo is in P3, Brenticles 4th, and Drally 5th. And you got Mr. N Wilson. He's got this man on screen, Eagle Win D-Roll. So he's just behind him by 1.1 seconds. Angry Old Fella, Metal Steel, and HSV. That's your top 10 right now. This has been a pretty good one. I reckon we've had some good action. Not race of the year material, but still, I think it's been entertainment enough. I hope you've everyone watching, I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I don't know about everyone watching, but I've certainly enjoyed having you in the comms box. Weezy, very, very insightful. So
Thank you very much.
I've quite enjoyed it. But we might have a little bit more action left here between Brenticles and Ty Morgo.
That's exactly what I was about to say. In my experience with him, Ty Morgo is pretty solid. Doesn't really come well under pressure at all. Just puts his nuts in.
What can you tell us about Ty that we might not know? Obviously, you know, within reason, keep it nice and clean.
I was thinking a lot of bad things.
Tell us a good thing. Tell us a good thing about Ty.
Is he still the team leader of P&L?
I would have to get confirmation on that one. I'm not 100% certain.
In my time there, with assuming all stay the same, you've got the leader in front and the sergeant at arms just behind. In Brenicus. It looks like he's got the pace at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on there, because it did look like for a moment there, past 10 minutes, that Ty kind of had the pace on Andrelli and Brenicus. And it looks like they're both kind of pulled away from Andrelli. I think the gap almost 10 seconds between Brenicus and Andrelli. But it does look like Brenicus has definitely closed up a lot. He's kind of...
He just put in his best lap of the race, a 55.8. So he's right on it at the moment. But you started your console adventure with these boys in P&L.
I did, yes. Came in last minute for one of the seasons with you, actually, for season 3.
Yep.
Not sure if you remember that. Yeah.
Well, hang on, not with you. You raced in a lot higher division than I raced in, so let's make sure we get that in there.
Well, not a lot higher. You were in M, I was in Pro M.
Yeah, but you ventured up a lot quicker than me. You left me behind for dust pretty quick, so here we go. Cool. All right. Well, let's see if these two have got a little bit of action in store for us for the remainder of this one. We've got less than 5 minutes left. So this is...
How many laps do you reckon are in left with Jamie?
I'd say 2, maybe 3. Oh, sorry, 3, maybe 4. Sorry, 3, maybe 4. 2 to 4. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah, anywhere between 1 and 10 laps. Yeah. 2 to 4. I'm gonna say. I can't see the timer on Jamie's laps. I can't retrospectively calculate it, but I'm just gonna say 3.
Alright, well, we'll wait and see. In the meantime, these two are still going at it. I think Ty Morgo did respond with a quicker lap that time from Brenchicles, so he was a little bit quicker. It was going to be hard for Brenchicles to beat his last lap, which was his fastest. A 55.8, he did a 56.3, so...
But he's still right on his tail,
yeah.
So Morgo must have made a mistake in sector 1. We do see the sun coming down quite a bit now. Nice orange hue kind of taking over the field.
Yeah, it's a 7:09 p.m. local time at the Nurburgring, and these boys are happy to race off into the sunset. Someone who's driven off into the sunset today, though, has been Jamie, so it's 7.2 seconds now between him and Vic Chan. So these two here on screen, they're battling it out for the final podium position. And the rest of the field, yeah, pretty drawn out now. So we'll stick with these two. And I think, Crashy Mate, that was a pit and quit for him. So whatever it was terminal.
Yeah. Unlucky.
So probably 2 more laps left now, I reckon. Wheezy, with less than 3 minutes to go.
2 more? Yeah, I think I'll give that to you.
Let's see what these boys are lapping at here. 56.1, a 56.3. So Ty's just able to respond.
Yeah, as I say, he's just a sponge. You almost never get him to make a mistake under pressure. You have to make the move as opposed to him making a mistake.
Well, he started in 7th, as we see Brenchicles just sliding the car a little bit there, out of turn.
He's pushing hard.
Yeah. He's not going to let him just walk away with it. As he said, these two know each other pretty well. So they're going to...
probably in a party chat right now.
Probably egging each other on right now.
Yeah.
If you can't force a mistake on the track, you'll try and put him off. Maybe a couple of closely, smartly worded comments.
That's a very euphemistic thing to say.
I'll try and keep it as clean as possible. Just having a look down the field there. We'll have a look at sort of who's gone where. Brentigles, he started 6th. He's in 4th. Andrali, he started 5th. So that's where he is. And that's it. So this will be the last lap that Jamie's on. So this will be the last lap for these boys as well, coming up once they cross the line. Jamie, 6.7 seconds. So it has come down a little bit, but it's a case of too little, too late for Vic. It's going to take a miracle to catch him. A big mistake from Jamie would be the only way for Vic to get past. So make sure we catch him when he crosses the line. But these two... And Brentigles was nearly half a second faster on that lap.
Is he gonna send it?
Yeah, I think he is. Nice move. Can he get it done? Gets a little love tap from Ty. They're going to go on with it. Oh, this is not done yet. Oh, he got it. He got it done. Nice move from Brentigles last lap. Now he's just...
both ways. We've seen Eagle around the outside and Brentigles down the inside.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of nice moves into turn 1 tonight. Just keep an eye on Jamie as well. He's coming up to turn 10. So we'll try and stick with him. We'll try and get him as he crosses the line. But let's keep an eye on these two all the way to the very end. So they've swapped spots. Brentigles in P3. Ty Morgan's in 4th. Doesn't say that on the timing screen, but that's what it is on the track. And Brentigles with the big send. Here we go. Can Ty come back? We're going to have to cut away for a moment. Just to catch Jamie crossing the line.
A good race from him.
There we go. There's our race winner. Congratulations. Jamie takes P1. Vic Chan, he comes home in P2. Congratulations. But back to this battle. This is for the final podium spot. Ty Morgan giving it absolutely everything. They've only got a hand... Yeah. They've only got a handful of turns left before this one's over. Ty running out of chances. That would be chance number 1 coming through the chicane. Absolutely. Just using every bit of the track available to him. I think Brentigles is going to hold him off. He's got Incy just to add a little spice to the mix here. But Brentigles is going to hold on for P3. I think he is. He does. Look at that. So, super close between Brentigles and Ty. Fought it out all the way to the very end. Congratulations to those guys. Andrali, he comes home in a well-deserved P5. This man has driven a good race tonight as well. Mr. N. Wilson, congratulations to him. Eagle Wind, he takes home P7. And then you got Angry Old Fella. He's going to come home in P8. But well done to Jamie. He's
looking for a move.
Yeah.
Not anymore. They're very close.
Oh, he's right on the back. Metal Steel.
Oh, and a little snap.
Yeah, I think that's game over for HSV. Metal Steel just going to pip him at the post. So, nice work. Oh, he whacks it into the wall for good measure. So, it slides across the line. Gaza, he's going to come home in P10. And Bounty P11. And then Scott Pye will finish off the race in P12. But congratulations to Jamie. Great victory from him. That was a lights to flag effort. And he did that very well. So, in dominating fashion. Vic was P2 and Brentigles rounded out the podium. So congratulations to all those guys tonight. That is semi-final all done. Next week, we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know if we're going to have a grand final with the update and all that sort of stuff coming through. So keep an eye on the Discord to see what's going to happen. I know JJ's going to be watching it very closely in terms of the update and all that sort of stuff. So we'll wait to hear back from him. But that is tonight's proceedings all done. Wheezy Weston, we've got 1 more minute before you got to go to bed. You got a 5:30 a.m. wake up call, so that's hence why he needs to get off.
I'm not super rushed, mate.
Ah, beautiful. Well, mate, thank you very much for commentating tonight with me. I really enjoyed that. I got a lot out of it. What were your thoughts as we wrap it up?
We saw some good moves. I always like to think that Nurburgring has some good overtaking opportunities. And battle opportunities, i.e. staying side by side for a long time, making it difficult to figure out who's going to stay in front. As we saw an awesome move from Eagle, and then that move from Brennicles down the inside at turn 1, but Morgo was kind of, even with the tap on the rear, able to look for a reply around the outside of the Mercedes Arena turn 2, but obviously didn't make it stick. We saw some good action. We saw that battle between Brennicles, Time Walker and Trelli. Unfortunately, that, besides at the end there, played out at the pits, and something must have happened to Andrelli for him to lose a bit of pace.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an enjoyable race.
Yeah, I thought so too. It was plenty of good action on the track. We had some really nice overtakes that you were talking about there as well, and yeah, driving was top notch again. So well done to everyone involved, and well done to Jamie for taking home victory as well. So that is it for tonight. So thank you to everyone who came along, commented, watched. Much appreciated. Stay tuned. Stick to the Discord for what's going to happen next week. But that's it from here. My name is Nick. I've been joined by Wheezy Weston. Hope you all have a good night, good rest of the week. We'll see you next